Good morning, everyone. My name is Donna Brown, and I am here to talk about writer's block today. So anybody that's written may or may not have had this happen to them. I know that there's been times when I've been blocked as a writer. So let me go ahead and start. What is writer's block? Well, what they say is when your imaginary friends stop talking to you, people in your head, or you lose the ability to provide new work. And there's lots of tools and lots of tricks. So I'll give you some of the standard ones, and then we're going to do some different things. We're going to actually use some visualization and imagery so that you can get beyond that writer's block for you. So, what I found is if I have 10 things going on in a day, I can get writing done. So if I have clients coming in, if I have to make some phone calls, if I've got people coming over at the night, if I need to make dinner for somebody, I can sit down and write, and then I can go into my kitchen, I can do my client, and then I can come sit and write for 15 minutes before the next client shows up. When I have a lot of things to do, I can get writing done, okay? That's how I'm wired. Some of you may be wired like that and think that it's wrong, okay? So it's not, just for those. Then I have a friend who everything on her desk has to be perfectly neat. She has her pins a certain way. There can't be any noise. If you're that writer, then you have to find that environment for you. Some people are in between that. I need a scheduled time every single day where I can sit down and write. Even if I'm just looking at the screen, if I'm staring at the wall and talking to my imaginary friends. So if you're that writer, that's okay. Other people find inspirations in the funniest places. I had someone in a critique group that one time she told me, oh my God, in the morning in the shower, I get all the ideas for my next chapter. So what she did was she found a solution for that. Because to end writer's blocks, there is a solution, okay? And you just have to find it. Sometimes when you're writing for long periods of time, you may need to get up, stretch. People talk about going for a run. Well, if I went for a run, I'd probably kill myself and end up in the hospital. So that's not happening, okay? But I do find that I get up and I actually go shop. And now that we got the coronavirus, I can't do that. So I have to go outside and look at my garden that I haven't done yet. And that inspires me to get back inside and get something done, okay? Because I don't want to do that. So different things for different writers. But let's actually talk about the block, okay? You got writer's block. And I want you now to just go into your mind, shut your eyes, and imagine the block. Sometimes it's just things we're stumbling over. So imagine the blocks, the little rocks in the path on your road that you're going to be stumbling over. It could be a voice in your head. It could be a feeling that you get when you look at that rock. It could actually just be the picture of those little stumbling blocks. And as we go along, I want you to imagine that you have some kind of tool in your mind. It could be a huge hammer like Thor's hammer. It could be a jackhammer. It could be anything that you want it to be. So go to the tool shed in your mind and find something. We're going to get rid of these stumbling blocks on the path. And I want you now to imagine that you're walking down the path and now you're stumbling. You don't know what to do next. You don't know what to say next. You don't something. You got a don't there. And on the rock, the stumbling block, rock, whatever it is, it can be a block, it can be a rock, it can be a can, it can be a pile of trash. Maybe you just need a leaf blower. I want you to imagine that the words don't start blinking. Don't. And I want you to take that tool that you're using and I want you to just get rid of it. And then we're going on to the next little stumbling block. And once again, I want you to imagine whatever that is, and you're going to get rid of it. It's gone. And you go to the next one, and it might be getting bigger, these blocks, and that's okay. And I want you to just imagine it and let it go. It's gone. And then I want you to imagine that you come to a wall. Okay, there's a wall in front of you, and this wall is preventing you from actually writing. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. You can tunnel under the wall. You can go around the wall because the wall does end. Even the wall of China doesn't extend throughout the whole world. Okay, so you can go around the wall. You can climb over the wall. You may need a ladder. You may need the fire department to show up with really hunky guys to get you over that wall. You may need something for that wall to take it down. For me, I like to dynamite things, okay? I like to blow them up. So whatever you need to do for that wall, I want you to see yourself actually doing it. Stop beating your head up against the side of the wall and take some action right now. Take the action to get around that wall, to get over that wall, to get under that wall, to get through that wall. I mean, you could become a ghost and just slide on through to the other side. It's a visualization or an imagination, something imaginary, but get through the wall. The other thing is you may have a barrier up. This is the barrier to protect you. People will know me. People will see me. People might hear me. People might hate me, okay? That wall, okay? So just imagine you're pulling the wall down, pulling it down. Inch by inch, that wall starts coming down. You can start feeling it. The energy starts changing because this is going to allow inspiration to flow in. You're bringing the wall down, bringing the wall down, bringing the wall down, bringing the wall down. It's at your stomach now, and you get that feeling, nope, I'm going to be seen. Bring that wall down, bring that wall down, bring that wall down. Oh, and then mine just goes like a chain link fence all the way to the bottom, but you may need to still keep moving that wall down, moving that wall down, moving that wall down. Get that wall all the way down to the ground, and then I want you to step over it. Just step over the wall. Step over that. That's right. A lot of times we've heard people say things. It could be a teacher, it could have been a friend, it could have been a critique partner, it could have been someone at a critique group. For me, my mom told me about she said, stop writing, don't write, you're never going to make any money at that. And then another time, which really stuck in my subconscious mind, was she said, Grandpa said writers and artists were all prostitutes, right? So, I mean, he's been dead for a long time, and I'm not a spring chicken. So it was the 1900s. I mean, it was right after the war, whatever time frame that was. And one of my aunts wanted to be an artist, and he said, absolutely not. And that's when he made that comment. So my mom had told me that story, but it kind of stuck me. You know, what would people think? Would people think something's wrong with me? I'm a prostitute. I'm a what? It stuck me. And I realized later my aunt became a psychologist, and when she became a psychologist, she did art. She trained people with art. So she cleared people's blocks with art, actually drawing. So a lot of writers can't draw. Maybe you need to sit down and draw. Maybe you need to draw a picture of who stopped you, and then you're going to shred that picture. You're going to throw darts at that picture, or you're going to crumble that picture and throw it in the trash can. There's a lot of things that you can do. If there's a voice in your head that says you can't, don't, won't, stop, okay, I want you to imagine now that you imagine or see this on-off switch. It's an on-off switch. It's a toggle switch. It's something that comes on and comes off, okay? And you're going to just flip that switch off now. Just flip the switch and let it go. There are lots of ways to end writer's blocks, and those are some tools for you. Set up your routine or be non-routine. Whatever you do is right for you. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is being a tortured writer. You know, snark sells. And I used to love Twitter because I had a bunch of writers, and they'd make snarky comments, and it was just cute. I liked reading it. I liked engaging with people. And then I don't know what happened. I stopped using Twitter. I started getting a lot of political stuff in my feed, and I stopped using it. Now I'm using it again. And what I noticed was the people that do snark, if you look at their feed, they're doing snark all day long, and they're not living that snark. They're just writing it. Okay, so we have this image, we have to be tortured as writers. We have to have a writer's block. We have to struggle. And what I've noticed is that there are many people that are writing book after book after book after book. Do not compare yourself. Comparisons never work. So whoever you've compared yourself to, I want you to just imagine those people, and like dominoes, I want you to just go flick and ding, 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 all those dominoes fall down. You may or may not be that writer. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And know that the only person torturing you is you. So imagine yourself on the rack. You're on the rack, your ribs are showing, you can't get anything done. Oh, poor me. Have a really good pity party in your mind. There's a rat just waiting for you to die because it's going to eat you. I mean, you are the tortured writer. And remember, all the tortured writers, all the tortured painters didn't make any money until they died. After their death, their estates made money. So what if you did something different? What if it could be different? How different could this actually be? So now I want you to just imagine, okay, that you're this tortured writer. You're there on the rack. You may even be upside down on the rack. You may be hanging by your toes. You may be on a hook. I don't know. And I want you to start talking to the rat on the ground. And you're going to explain to that rat that you're going to feed it anytime and every time if it can get your these little things that are holding you off. They're leather, they're on your wrists, they're on your legs, and they're holding you onto this torture rack. If the rat will gnaw through, you will feed it for the rest of its life. That's right, you're going to feed that little rat something for the rest of its life, because that little rat is the thing that's the voice in the back of your mind. So the little rat just gnaws and gnaws and gnaws and gnaws, and now all of a sudden you're free, okay? And your little rat becomes actually a cute white mouse, and you put it in a little cage, but the cage is like a hotel, or the cage is like a palace, and you're gonna feed it bits of cheese every single day. You're gonna feed it everything it likes, and you can talk to that rat, and that rat can talk to you. So when the rat starts talking to you, listen to the little voice in the back of your mind and figure out what you need to do differently. It's a decision to be a tortured writer. You made some kind of decision, and now let's get rid of that decision. How are we going to do that? Again, we can blow it up, we can put it to the back of our mind, we can send it to Alaska, maybe we can send it to China, actually where they created the coronavirus. That's where mine's going. Okay, and we're going to do this. We're going to go ahead and send it on 5. Okay, I'm going to count to 5, and we're just going to push that little thing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's gone. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do, the last tool, is inspiration. So Big Magic, and I'm not sure who wrote it. It was an awesome book, and it talked about inspiration. Why don't we invite inspiration in? Why don't we go to our front doors and actually open the door and invite inspiration to show up today? That's right. You're going to go to the front door. You're going to invite inspiration. Maybe you want to invite inspiration to come in through the back door. Maybe you want inspiration to sit in the bedroom and whisper to you at night. I don't know how you want it, what you want it, what would work the best for you. And today, at some point during your day, invite inspiration in. So, very different way to get over writer's block. My name is Donna Brown. I am a writer. I'm claiming and owning that. And if you haven't done that, I'd like you to claim and own it too. So on 3, we're all going to say, I am a writer. 1, 2, 3. I am a writer. May you have a grand and glorious day today.